Welcome back to shed more light over this very important archaeological topic. Very delighted to be having with us over the phone Dr. Reda Abdel Haleem. He's former head of the Central Administration for Archaeological Documentation at the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities. Good morning, Dr. Reda.
Good morning for you and good morning to everyone.
A good day to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
A real pleasure. So tell us the story about this very interesting archaeological discovery, and is it true that it is a whole city under the waters of Abu Qir in Alexandria? I mean, what does it look like?
This big discovery, we consider it one of the most famous discovery of the century, because we found all the antiquity under the sea. But the city, all the city, we don't know yet, because we have many options to make GDR test to check what's inside the water, what's underground the water, what's subwater found. So all Greek-Roman time statues which found in this coast of Alexandria in an area called Abu Qir, al-Bahariya, this area is full by antiquity. I suggest that we need more time to decide. If we still have temples, we have more statues, we have more chapels, we have many things. We can say this area is very rich by Greek-Roman time statues. Because Alexander the Great, when he decided to found this place, to erect it, he put it in his eyes. He gave it a capital for all the places which he conquered. So Alexandria was lucky, but Alexandria itself had old and ancient history, more than Alexander. Before Alexander, it was a part of Egypt, usually. And you have many temples before Alexander the Great come to erect it. So this area is full, and we estimate we can found more and more and more pieces of statues. The turn of the restoration staff in our Supreme Council of Antiquity has to do a big effort, and we are so proud of this teamwork, which we are showing them in the TVs or through the place itself. All of the team is Egyptian. So now we have many Egyptian workers, Egyptian archaeologists, Egyptian restorators, to make a big museum for these statues which discovered recently in Alexandria.
So it's only statues? I mean, the important question is that how did it exactly happen? How did they know about it? Did they know about it by coincidence, or there were surveys and there were researches about it, and then it unfolded?
Usually before any excavation, we do survey to check the land, if it's a land. But this is water. How to make the survey on the water? It was a big genius team came with sharing to us from different countries, like Chinese, like Japanese. They are so smart on this job. But when we received the data that we have many statues under the sea, we began to check how can to take it off, how can to collect it in a place to show it in the museum. And I suggested before, we have to make this all this equipment which was discovered, like steles, like pieces of statues, in a special museum, in a special hall, in the new Grand Museum, which are going to open it for visitors after the political opening. It will be in the 1st of November. This hall can be called Sunken Monuments from Alexandria, like the boats which you do special museum in the Grand Museum in Cairo. It's easy to transfer it. It will be very good to encourage the many nations come to share us. Usually we used to have agreements with different countries to share, because it's a very big job, need support from other countries. Egypt now in the top of tourism. Many tourists ask us, how can we visit it? So we have to manage these places soon to be exhibited to everyone to see.
From your own point of view as an expert, of course, and someone who is very familiar with that field, how does underwater discoveries and findings and work in general differ from the traditional archaeological discoveries and work on the land?
This is hard work to work under the sea, under the water. When I shared the submissions, I had been before in the Supreme Council of Antiquity since I worked a very long time, 38 years working through excavations, discovering with foreign mission and Egyptian mission. The working in the land is more easier to work under the water. Under the water, it needs a special quality of the people. We need very smart archaeological staff to have experience to differentiate between the original things and the fake things. We never found during this excavation something fake, because they are very good team, have a good experience, well trained, and now we are so proud to find all this. How to compare between the excavation in the land, in the grounds, in the desert, is much easier, of course. But here, this is also is so difficult, and we are very appreciate this job. And we need to encourage another missions to come to Alexandria. I think all the coast of Alexandria fall by antiquity. This city is very rich by ancient history, before Alexander and through Alexander.
Right, so these discoveries, in fact, is almost a miracle, and it reflects a fascinating overlap of history in Egypt, the Pharaonic, the Ptolemaic, the Roman civilizations. How does this illustrate and prove that Egypt is a Mecca for all civilizations, and also it plays a very important role in the sense of a cultural crossroads for all history?
You know, Egypt history starts since a long time ago. Our prehistory is more rich than the history itself. We have now administration, especially for the pre-dynastic time. And when the history starts, as Maniton, one of the Greek who came to visit Egypt in 5th century to collect to us the dynasties. 30 dynasties in our history. So our place, like Alexandria, have an old history starting from pre-dynastic time and moved until Alexander the Great time. And this is the great monuments which were discovered during the Greek-Roman time. We consider it usually this is the best pieces we found it in Alexandria. Even the tombs, like Shukata, like the theater in Alexandria, many places can show it to the tourists, to the archaeologists, to the Egyptologists from different countries. Also, there is missions working now nearby Alexandria to find out, to look for the tomb of Alexander. So all this work must be considered that we are not in a pieces only from Greek-Roman time. We can find also from Pharaonic time, from ancient Egyptian time. And we don't need to say Pharaonic, because we don't have Pharaonic time. We have ancient Egyptian kings. We believe that the Pharaoh, just one king called Pharaoh.
So this discovery, in this particular discovery, it includes very, very precious elements like the urban remains, the ports, the temples, fish tanks, the statues that resembles leaders at that time. So all those findings tell us something about the daily life and trade of ancient Alexandria. Explain to us.
Any exhibition can show us how the daily life for Egyptian in this time. It reflects to us the pottery which you are showing now in the screen. To everyone mentions that how they make the pottery in Greek-Roman time. Yes, they make it all the time of the ancient Egyptian time before the history, which you call it pre-history, and through the history, and it was so perfect in Greek-Roman time. It reflects to us the daily life can move. There is survive. There is life in this area. This not only a holy place for praying, for religion. No, it's a daily life for the Egyptian during Greek-Roman time. And the Greek also have Egyptian taste. They believed in gods in ancient history. They were like Egyptian. They like to imitate Egyptian. They like to confirm that we are Egyptian. No, we are not Greek anymore. We are staying in Egypt, and until this moment, we can find in Alexandria many families from Greek-Roman time, not for Greece, I mean, still living in Alexandria and still speaking their own language, like Greece or Greek language, plus their now Egyptian language, and they have already nationality because they love Egypt and they stayed and they consider Alexandria a part of their empire.
Right. Of course, Dr. Reda, I'm going to ask you the usual question or the most popular question now. The whole world is talking about Alexandria being described as an open-air museum or submerged museum rather, to be more clear. People have been referring to Alexandria with that definition for years, because this is not the first discovery, however, this is the biggest. So Alexandria being so unique in that particular sense, how can Egypt transform all these discoveries into a sustainable touristic experience that the whole world can enjoy?
It's a good idea to manage such a museum very close to the coast itself. Open museum to this status to be clear to visitors. Even the people who go to in summertime, most of Egyptian and foreigner, if we have tourists now in Egypt, in Giza and in many places. In the end of tours, they ask guide, because I'm guide right now, after I finished my time with government as General Director for Antiquity, I was in pyramids more than 35 years working. So I found people ask me as a guide, please, Dr. Reda, can we be in Alexandria to see this sunken status, the new discoveries? So we are calling our government and Supreme Council, the General Secretary. He is a very good man. Dr. Muhammad is one of the best archaeologists in the head of the Supreme Council right now. He can manage with under the cover of tourism site with the Minister of Tourism as well, Dr. The head of this ministry, Sharif Fatshi, gave an order to keep this antiquity for a few days after restoration to be an open museum for the people who come to swim, to come to enjoy for day use or something, to see our ancient civilization, also for tourists. And we have to keep some of them in the Greek museum, National Greek Museum in Alexandria itself. And the rest must move to be in the great Egyptian, the Grand Egyptian Museum in Cairo as well. This will be increasing many tourists, many people come to share us our exhibitions to support Egypt. We need usually support. So we open our arms to everyone. You are welcome to visit Egypt, and it will be a good spot for increasing tourists.
This archaeological discovery have taken Egypt to or added to Egypt privileges. Already Egypt own a lot of privileges, a lot of uniqueness, and this particular archaeological discovery is adding to Egypt's beauty in the sense of history. So how is that going to position Egypt in a totally different touristic experience that is different from any other one a traveler can go to, in the sense of submerged museum, in the sense of maritime history, in the sense of the uniqueness of this discovery, and in the sense of the totally different type of tourism that is added to the many types of tourism that Egypt owns.
So the tourists who come to Egypt are so lucky to find different types of tourism fields. Some of them like to be in oasis. Some of them like to go to see the beaches in Sharm el-Sheikh, to swim, to enjoy their sun, our sun, because we are so lucky we have sun all day and all the year. It's a unique country called Egypt, so they have to come. So now we are in a new branch of tourism, can to call it sunken monuments, can be also a new branch to attract more tourists who are wondering, how can you learn about this statue which is staying more than 200 or 500 years in the water, and now you can read the hieroglyphic. Our turn as Egyptologists to show to everyone, after checking every statue, what means this part of a statue. If there is another part can be completed to restore it as a big statue or a full statue, not a piece. Also, pottery reflects to us how the people live and to use it, and still survive even in the water. So we have a magic discovery. It's very nice one.
Okay. On this note, of course, Dr. Reda Abdel Haleem, former head of the Central Administration for Archaeological Documentation at the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, I'd like to thank you, sir, so much for talking to us in the breakfast show. By this, we come to the end of the show. Many thanks to all of you. Until we see you again tomorrow morning. That's a goodbye.